Today, I'm going to show you how you can actually integrate ChatGPT into your workflows. A lot of people just show the ChatGPT web UI and you type and you get the response back. But what I set up for a client is we wanted to actually have it part of our automated workflows and that it does things in other systems. So what I'm going to show you today is how we created a automated content production pipeline using Slack, Make, as you can see here, and then obviously ChatGPT. And hopefully this answers the question that you might have right now of like, okay, I know this cool AI stuff, but what's an actual use case and what would that actually look like in reality? And what you can see here, the start goal is we post a message in Slack. I'll show you what that looks like. And then in the end of it, we get a whole bunch of Trello cards into a first step of a content production pipeline, which is like ideas, for example. And people can iterate, or you can say this is a bad idea, or I like this idea, let's move forward on it type of thing. And you can see here, all it requires is I've got a channel specific for content ideas, and we drop in a comment, and then the content bot spits back ideas to us. But then in the background, the extra step is it creates the Trello cards for us. So you can see here, get in the prompt, and it gives us back these responses. Now let's look at what the Make integration actually looks like. So it's pretty straightforward in that we have the Slack integration, watching for new messages on a specific channel. Then what is going to trip people up, the first thing that might trip people up a little bit is how do we stop it from creating an infinite loop? So we send a message, it responds, but then that gets detected as a new message as well. So we want to add in a filter saying, well, this is not a bot. So we check the username and that it's not the content bot responding. Otherwise, that's going to trigger the automation again and again and again. And it just keeps talking to itself, basically. So we've got to make sure we don't continue we only continue if it's not the content bot responding. And then your team member can drop a message, you can drop a message, or happily continue. What people are going to struggle with if you're non-technical is now we do the ChatGPT integration. You can see here I've connected my OpenAI connection. We have created a prompt completion. I'm just using the DaVinci model. To be honest, I don't really know the differences too much between the models. Some are faster, some are more creative. This was good enough for me, just the 003 one. I've got my prompt here saying I run a consultancy. I want automation ideas. I need short form content ideas. Give me 5 titles that will work as 45 to 60-second videos. And then you can just copy this prompt. But this is one of the most important parts here. ChatGPT, it often includes like filler text before and after the response. It says, hey, here are your 5 content ideas below. And then it gives it and it says, if you want more content ideas, it like gives you this unnecessary text, and that makes it hard to integrate it into a workflow. So what I say here is return the items only as JSON. We only want the raw data back so then we can process it and continue on in our automations. And I have to be like very specific. Do not include a number of items. Do not include any text before. Just give me the raw list. I don't want anything else. And I'll show you what the return looks like. You can see here. Gives me choices, and you can see it's just this blob of text, this like weirdly formatted thing. But this is JSON. This is raw JSON, and this is how the internet talks with itself. And then all you need to do in the next step for Make is use a parse JSON step. And this is actually why I'm starting to like Make more than Zapier, because you can do this type of stuff. Zapier, it's hard to process JSON data and stuff like that. In Make, they got a step. Like you get JSON data back. I know it's JSON data. Let's process it, and then we can continue on with it. And because we know it's a list, so you can see here, we ask for 5 ideas, and it's a list over there. And you can see it's one idea, comma, etc. So we're parsing that. And we throw it into an iterator, which just means it splits it for each one. And then we create the Trello cards along the way. And you can see here, we just throw in the value, which is from the iterator. You can see that vibrating if I had more screen space. And it will create the ideas in the Trello cards. So that's really cool. I was really excited that I got this working because obviously it's one thing having something like ChatGPT to be able to play with, like the actual interface, but a lot of time you want to integrate this into workflows. And this is how you can start doing that. For example, I could swap out this first step. Maybe I'll do this as another video of a form submission, like a feedback form. And we say, ChatGPT, can you classify this response for us? Can you say this is positive, this is a problem or not? Or like, what's the topics of these complaints? And then we put that into, we pause the response again, we iterate, and we put them into a Google Sheet. So we have literally a list of complaint coming in, the person's name, their email address, what the main topics or 3 core ideas of their complaint was, and was this overall positive, negative, or neutral type of thing. So there's a lot of cool things we can do with this once we know how to actually integrate it into our workflows. So hopefully you found this useful. And if you want help with these types of automations in your business, that is what I do. I help CEOs and founders save at least 10 plus hours in the businesses. If they are agency owners, coaches, consultants, primarily those type of businesses. And if you want help, you can obviously just reach out to me. And if you just want more tips like this, you can follow me, and I'm going to keep putting out more practical use cases of automation, AI, no-code tools, all those type of things.